Hey Shay, what's up?
Oh, just stuff.
Lots of stuff.
So how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I know we just saw each other yesterday, but it's been like 12 hours.
I know. We had so much fun yesterday.
I know. So hey guys, yesterday Casey and I went unchaperoned to two witchy stores.
That should never happen, guys. Just so you know, we should never be unsupervised in any store that has crystals, tarot cards, oils. It's just bad, bad, bad.
So like this whole row down here, all the stuff in the corner here, that's all stuff from yesterday.
Yeah. So all my new little yeah. So excited to show you. I am like love each and every one of them.
You put that up on your personal channel, didn't you? You made a video.
I was so excited that I did do a video on Mystical Souls Tarot.
Go check it out. Go check it out. Go, let's get her. Like and subscribe her channel. It's awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yesterday when we were having so much fun, we met some really amazing people.
Yeah, where did we meet them?
Well, we first started with this new store that we went to, and that lady in that store that we got all the crystals from, oh my God, she was the cutest little thing. She had me cracking up.
She was adorable.
Yep. And then we, of course, we went to our favorite little place, and they have a little nook for all these beautiful tarot cards. And of course, Jay and I could not walk out without getting 3 decks each.
I know. Oh my gosh. Why did we do that? Remember we were like deciding between 2 and 3 and we're just like, screw it. So we both.
We're not good for each other when it comes to budgets, you know.
No, totally enabler.
Oh yeah, we're really bad. So yeah, then we went to have lunch because this was the deal, was that whoever spent less has to buy lunch for the other person. So I ended up buying lunch.
Thank you for lunch. It was amazing.
Yep. So while we were having lunch, you know how we are. We can't keep our hands off our tarot cards. So it was funny into the restaurant. So we pull our tarot cards out, and the first thing our waitress says to us is like, "Oh, you were over next door doing stew, right?"
Right? Like, yeah. How can you tell?
Exactly. We have a little loot sitting here on the table, and one thing leads to another, and they asked us to pull some cards. So we're like, sure. We don't know anything about these decks that we just have, but we're just playing how they talk to us. And a couple things happened yesterday.
Yeah. Well, to you, it was your day.
Well, Spirit was channeling, because I got a new deck. It's called Talking to Heaven, right? Because as you guys know, that's kind of like what I do. I talk to the spirit world through dreams or otherwise. But it was really interesting because that was what came up, is that they had people that had passed recently, and there was some guilt hanging on to some of these stories. And it was really tough energy, but it was important for them to hear that the people that they feel guilty about are really okay. But they also need to find some peace in how they handle the survivor's guilt for not being able to go the extra mile and keep them from crossing over.
Yeah. One of the decks I got is called Sacred Spirit. And I was thinking about about her guilt and what she said, and how, there's an event that she feels she could have prevented if she had only done this, if she had only done that, and we got to talking and you could really see her pain. And so I feel like when I was thinking about it, I asked this new deck, because I'm trying to get to know it, how would it help me to, if I feel guilty, because I have recently lost someone, which I may or may not talk about, but I do want you to know I'm drawing from some knowledge here, that how would it help me with my survivor's guilt? And I pulled the gift of neutrality. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. So I really thought that was a good thing, you know, stay balanced and recognize when you're starting to get emotional and maybe your thoughts are coming through as guilt, but it's too much to process. So try to remain neutral in when you talk about or think about these things, because inevitably they are going to pop up.
That's the truth. Everyone will go ahead and experience it on some level.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a very poignant card right there.
Yeah.
It really does, because you have to stay in your emotions, in your thoughts.
Yeah, it's I know when I'm in my grief, you know, like I actually 2 days ago had a moment for myself, and you could tell because you know I changed my profile picture. So that was your cue to know that I was having a hard day. And
right.
I feel like I understand. I can, when I'm not in that mode, I can definitely look at the situation differently. When I'm not in grieving mode, I definitely understand the whole picture. But when I'm in grieving mode, like I was a couple days ago, it was just about the loss, you know, it was very emotional. And so I feel like that's what that card is definitely saying, is recognize your thoughts when you're in those two different modes, because it's not all day, every day, it's waves.
And and I'm pulling cards, and exactly what you're saying. He is looking at the duality of his feelings for that, and you have to confront them. You have to embrace them, okay? Because the embrace card came up as well for the emotions in confront. So you have to be honest with yourself when you feel those feelings of grief, and they come and they go. So you think you got a handle on it one day, and then all of a sudden you hear a song or a TV show and you totally lose it. And it all comes back again, but it comes back at different levels. Sometimes it's not so intense. Sometimes it's just a pain, you know. But sometimes it's on really, really hard, and then you just bust out crying while you're doing the dishes. So you can never really tell. And we all have to be easy with ourselves and embrace the moment, embrace that energy and that emotion right then and there. Look at it for what it is, so that you're able to kind of put some peace to it somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. I just chose cosmic ancestors. Voice your concerns. Wow, we're just talking about spirit and cosmic ancestors. How do you, I know this is like more your thing. What do you think about our cosmic ancestors?
Well, I think that with this card coming up, as we're talking about survivor's guilt for people that have passed over, I feel that they are just letting us know that they're with us. They understand and they see us grieving, and they really don't want us to, but they understand it's part of the process because of the different connections with the energy from the other side. We miss them terribly here in the physical, and we also know that they're around us, but we can't hug them and kiss them and call them on the phone. And that really tears our heart out. And they just want you to know that they're still there. There's still a connection, they're still listening, they're still sending signs, there's still communication. It's just at a different frequency. So you have to look at it a little bit differently. Instead of picking up the phone, you know, you have to connect to their energy and be open to the signs.
Yep, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I think it's like, you know, I kind of feel like it's us looking up to them and feeling like picking a star and knowing that that's them looking back on you. You know, they're just in a different form.
Exactly. And look, we pulled out invisible with high priestess of fire.
Oh,
Yeah, so they are invisible to us, literally. Okay, we can't see them, but their energy is still there with the fire card. They're still around us, and we can feel them, we can pick up on it. We just can't see them. And that spirit telling you all day long, they're still here.
yep. cycles. It's just spirit reaffirming you that, to like what I said earlier, pay attention to what mode you're in, you know, and recognize that the waves as they come are just going to come. You're never going to know what it is, but you have to try to remember to keep the whole picture involved when you're in this, because I definitely, again, pulling from experience, can tell a difference when I'm, upset, or when I'm in a mode where I'm better able to process the situation, which, I process probably every day. So it's just, however it's going to hit you in that time, and be gentle to yourself and let yourself go through this, but try to remember that the situation is different for everybody, and that everybody has free will and everybody makes their own choices. And yes, there are probably times where you wish you could have, done this or that, but at the end of the day, you have to keep that all into perspective, or you're really going to just, send yourself down a spiral.
Perfect, because I just pulled stand your ground and nature. So yes, stay grounded and be very firm with how you speak to yourself. You know what I mean? And be like, you're going to be okay. It's just for today. It's just for the moment. Journal all your feelings, honor them, but stay grounded at the same time. Try to keep yourself focused on what is going on around you as well, to kind of bring you back out of that emotion a little bit if it becomes overwhelming. And a lot of times, if you journal it, it's easier to talk to yourself that way. Kind of talk to yourself like you are your own best friend. What advice would you give your best friend if they were going through something like that? And take your own advice, because you guys have great advice. We just don't take our own advice.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. I have problems.
Okay, technical difficulties.
No, not technical difficulties. Tarot pulling, oracle pulling difficulties.
She probably dropped her deck on the floor.
I did, and now I can't find the card I pulled. And it was here it is. I found it. Oh my God. Okay. I thought I had it on top, but okay. You said journal it, right? I pulled soul writing.
Of course it flew across the room, because that was the card needed. Absolutely. So this is who we truly are in real life. Okay. This is, this is how clumsy we are, especially with spirit. They like to take our cards and fling them across the room.
Holla. Oh my God. Sorry.
Stop that. Oh my gosh. So I'm pulling a woman holding a heart as well as the world.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Completion. What do you, that's what I'm getting.
So when you're feeling the energy, know that each push that you go through this particular memory or feeling, it's a push to release, it's a push to really make peace with it, but it comes in stages and it comes in little bits, so that each time you have that breakdown and you cry, or you're feeling really sad about this person passing, it's okay. Know that it's coming to a completion, okay? Oh, this is beautiful release of energy. And then the reason why you feel this way too is because you love this person, whether you were related, or it's just somebody that was really close friend, like the lady that we had read for yesterday. It's love. And that's why it hurts so much, okay? Because that connection is still there. And the more you love someone, the deeper the grief seems to go. So keep that in mind. Be very, very kind to yourself. You shouldn't have to be over it at any time frame. Some days are better than others. Some days you feel like, yep, they're in a better place. They're not sick. They're not this. They're not that. And you know that they're being cared for. You know they're part of your angel team and your spirit team. But here in the world, in the physical, we miss them. But it is a cycle, and we do go through the energies differently.
Well, I pulled intuition, and for me, this feels like the knowing that you have inside of the true reality of the situation. Because I feel like what we're talking about is the period when we're in lower energies, when our mind is weaker to the situation, when we let the emotions in. Most times we're able to sort of compartmentalize. I feel like the intuition portion here is when we're not able to maintain that compartment, so to speak. And that's when we have to listen to our minds and know that right now is the time that you're probably ready to work through whatever it is that you're going to work through at that moment. I don't particularly feel like the other day when I had my little meltdown that I was doing anything constructive other than missing the physical presence of her, you know, but I feel like I understood that I just needed to take that moment.
Remember the card that we pulled because we were together in that moment, and the card that came out yesterday, I believe, said something about crying gives you that release.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of the cards in that new deck, Talking to Heaven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
But while you were talking, I mean, Daughter Spirit and Victory came out for our energy. So know that you will overcome the hurdles that are coming up each time that you go through that wave of grief. Know that they're okay. Know that you can still connect to them on the other side. That door will open further the more you're able to release the sadness part of the grief and to start accepting the new way of communicating with the people on the other side. You can call upon them. They will.
I love that.
I mean, this is beautiful. So when you release that sadness, new energy comes and fills that in. And if you want it to be connecting to them on the other side, please focus your intent on that, because new energy comes in. This is beautiful, actually, because once you get past releasing some of that sadness, you have a new beginning of communication that will be a lot easier.
I love that. I do. So I've got the Two of Swords from the Healing Light Tarot. This tarot deck is geared more towards like what's lacking, the more, I guess, if you want to call it, the issue side of it. This is about keeping the peace within your mind, within your thoughts. It's about, again, that balance, that gift of neutrality. So that really does help and sort of emphasize that neutrality and just maintaining your thought process and being conscious while you're going through this.
I love that. It's very hard to stay in that neutrality, though. So let's see if we can get any guidance on how we're going to do that.
You know, sometimes, well, you know, I was at work, I'll say it, you know, I was at work, and, you know, I feel like it was probably not the best place where you can have that moment. It just creeps up on you, you know?
You know, and you got to take a deep breath and breathe through it, not let it overwhelm you as much as possible. You know, if you have to excuse yourself and go to the bathroom, then that's what you do. You let it out, and then you kind of breathe that energy in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming in with the Page of Wands and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Ten of Swords in reverse. And to me, this is finally talking about the family member that is left, the person that is on the other side, that you're missing so much, that that you have all those guilt feelings, all those grief feelings, whatever it is that you're working through and whatever stage you're at. And they do mix and match, because sometimes you think, oh yeah, I went through that stage. Oh, no. It will come back. but in a lesser form. But it does cycle until that energy is fully made its transition and has done what it has to do. And we basically have no control over that. But eventually we start releasing the feelings of being burdened and betrayed by their passing. Okay. And that's the biggest
Oh,
is we feel betrayed because they were taken too soon.
mhm.
We love them so much. How can this happen? I feel like someone took something very huge from my life, and I feel bitter and I feel betrayed. And that's a perfect emotion to have as well because of the love that you had for this person.
Yeah, absolutely. Three of Wands from the Healing Light Tarot. Your story's not done. You still, the reason you're here is because you still have work to do. There is a reason why you are still here. There is a bigger reason as to why they left. So your story's not done, their story's not done, and together your combined story is not yet done. They are here, they're in a new, I kind of feel like a lot of the times the thing that gives me comfort is knowing that my sister is in a different place, but she's in a different form, and there's probably more things, and she's been making it very apparent that she's still here, i.e. random ass sunflower that pops up in my dad's yard. We'll talk about that in another video, but
Yeah.
stuff like that. So her
And I
story is still not complete. She's still here. She's just in a different form. And your story here in the physical is still going.
hmm And I think that relates very well with the Page of Swords because he's talking and he's living his life and he's speaking of the person of the past, and they're realizing that, like you said, their story is still unfolding on a different plane, and our story is still unfolding down here, and it's time to talk about it. It's time to bring them back into our present, by talking about them and laughing about the things that they did, things that really made you guys a family and happy. It's okay to talk about them and like they're still alive because they are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I'm shuffling.
Me too. I had the Temperance come out in reverse, and I also had the Seven of Wands. And when we go through these things, we do question our faith. There's no doubt about it. We question everything. We're like, why did this happen? How come? And we want answers because of what has happened. And we want answers as to how we're going to heal while they're gone. And we do have that moment that, we kind of question the motives of is why things happen. And like you said, with the duality, you have to know that there's a bigger picture to the whole situation. And we can't take it, quote unquote, personally, even though it's affecting us in such a deep level in our heart chakra and in our root chakra. We can't take it personally. It wasn't against us. It was their journey. God needed our people more than we did. Okay. And they still give us signs that they're still around. So it's not like they have left us.
My sister's probably found the hairspray up there, because she did too. That's the first thing she looked for. She's like, I'll get to work, but first, where's the hairspray?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I got patience. So this is about being patient with yourself, patient with the process. Don't try to force it. Don't try to rush it. Don't avoid it if possible. Just in all things, there's a reason for all of this. So we have to appreciate the lesson. It may not feel good going through it. It may take a long time to find peace, but there is a process, and it's going to take as long as it's going to take.
Yeah, exactly. We have no control over that.
And you have to seek some solitude. Sometimes just being alone with your thoughts it is good. It's probably those times that are going to trigger the memories because you don't have things to distract you from, you know, bringing that back up, but it's necessary and vital to this process of moving on.
And you have to embrace it, even though it is ugly and sticky. We have to embrace it, because if we try to put it down, it's only going to fester and be worse. So you have to deal with it as it comes up and not try to squish that emotion all the way down deep, 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 because trust me, it comes back. So you might as well just handle it head on when it comes and visits.
Mm-hmm. Be like, all right, this is what we're doing now. All right.
And accept it and be like, okay, this is what we're doing for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to honor this. Because if you don't, you have being like really irritated and your energy's off, and you know, you're thinking about it and you're like, no, 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 stuff it, stuff it, stuff it. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm just going to get a headache.
Oh, look, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Wow. Yes,
Yeah.
this is from the deck, The Universe Has Got Your Back. I love this deck. And it's true. You have to have your faith. You have to remember that this is your path, their path. It's what's meant to happen. And you're going to find your peace in that. Easier said than done. That's what this is about, is to understand that everybody goes through this process, and we want to sort of highlight that process, not the like, you know, oh, you have to move on, you have to move on. We want to show that everybody goes through these situations and it's yucky and but your faith is something that should provide you some sort of comfort, you know. And again, my sister has been very, very vocal and is showing that she's here, and those things are bringing me comfort. And then that also makes my faith stronger, because I'm getting visual reminders and just visits that she's here, she's still with us. And again, that is so comforting to me.
I was pulling up the Magician in reverse as well as the Three of Wands, and this is the transfer of power into when you do face this head on, you are able to manifest the things and the healing that you need, and have that vision is where you want to be once you get past some of this energy, and set little goals for yourself, because it is a process and we don't want to overwhelm ourselves, but it's important that we also put goals for ourselves as well. And while you were talking about your sister, I looked down and I'm seeing the woman holding a heart. Can you see her? She has her hair done.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
you know that's what she would like.
And I'm just like, okay, well, she's made an appearance on the reading. She's very sneaky, just so you people know, you know, I see her pop up all the time, and she's very sneaky with how she does it. She makes me laugh.
Well, yeah, she's good at that.
She was a jokester, so you know, I take her as such, but she is funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she was so put together. Like, well, you know me, I barely wear makeup, you know, and, you know, but my sister always had to be very put together, coordinated, hair perfect, makeup perfect. And I'm just over here, like, you know, scratching or whatever. It's fine.
Hair fun, you know. I hope my socks match, but I'm not sure.
Do I have pants on? Okay. We're good.
Am I in my pajamas? I'm so afraid I'm going to go to work in my pajamas.
Are they Walmart passable?
Sometimes I'm color coordinated. Look at what I pulled. Didn't you just talk about you are here for a reason?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So my next card out of my Oracle deck came, you are here for a reason. So know that that is, wow. Wow. And I shuffled, I swear. I can't. Oh, and here, patience is a virtue. You just talked about patience.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and look, okay, look, inspire others. So when you get to that point that you can speak freely about your pain and your grief, and you can share that with someone else, like we are doing today with you guys, our hope is that we and you can inspire other people on a path of acceptance and peace. So you can share your experiences and hopefully give someone some kind of avenue to kind of pull their emotions for some healing. So that is really a nice message. And patience, of course, patience with yourself while you go through this, like we were talking about, it comes in waves and it's back and forth, and you will revisit it, and eventually it won't hurt or sting as harshly each time it comes back.
Yeah. Well, lastly, fairy godmother, get out of your shell and allow yourself to sing out loud with the music of the day. This is spirit saying you have to embrace life. You're here again for a reason. You still have work to do. You have to, the person who we lost would not want us to be sad all the time. They want us to continue to enjoy our life and make memories and experience life. That is what they want, and that's why we're still here, because there's more for us to do. So we have to find some love and fun and happiness.
Excellent. Yes, that it puts together the whole reading, is knowing that we're here for a reason and that our loved ones do not want us to be in that grief zone. They want us to live our lives to the best of our ability.
Yeah. I feel that's real. You know, I feel like that is the truth of the situation, is that the love is still there. It's just in a different form, you know?
Absolutely. I totally agree.
This was such a good reading.
I know, I had so much fun.
I
So
know. Me
so when-
too. It was amazing.
you think?
Yeah. Yeah, this
Okay.
was really, I feel like this is just a loving, beautiful message, don't you?
Yes. And I would like to ask our viewers to be open to sharing their topics with us. If there's something that they want us to expand on, send us an email.
Yep. Or just put it in the comments. We'll see it.
Yep. That's even smarter because it's right there. Thank you, Shay.
You're welcome. And tell us your experiences with grief. How has it changed you? We're here to be there for each other. So what have your experiences been, and how have you received messages from the other side? Have you received signs and signals?
Yeah, and how have you moved on your path in accepting their passing? What are the tricks that you use mentally, or did you put things, away and put their memory away, or did you bring them out and honor them every day? How did you handle your grief? Because I think
Yep.
that's important that we share how we do that, so that other people can be inspired that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. That's the crux of it.
Right there.
We are so glad to see everybody again, and we will probably have another video in a week or so, so check back. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Take care.
Okay, how do you stop recording? There we go.